2037. After a second global outbreak of Spanish flu, the population was reduced to 500 million, wiping out 90% of the human race. As with the Governmental Health Act of 2021, entire cities were evacuated and eventually demolished for their resources. The countryside was deemed too hazardous to live, which was an excuse for the state to cram people into safe zone cities and a few select towns. By 2025, a pharmaceutical company came into existence, Nanocorp, who discovered and manufactured a vaccine which became mandatory for what remained of the population. In response, the world government made Nanocorp the international medical provider, banning all other alternative health services. In recent years, Nanocorp released what they call Cotabs, meaning convenience tablets, which eliminated the need for passports, driver's licenses and bank cards by connecting you and everything about you to the cloud. Anyone who refused to take Cotabs would be erased from the system.
Were you followed?
Yeah, there's an entire SWAT team in that bush over there.
Just get in.
There's supplies you wanted.
Thanks. I think it's time I told you about Karen.
Look, my sister was abducted by traffickers and I've suffered enough. I certainly don't need people rubbing salt in my wounds, Jessica.
Yes, but that's not all of it. Please, sit down. Your sister was involved in another hacker group. After her parents died, she was determined to find out the cause. They were onto something.
Why tell me this now?
Well, when you were gone, Graham finished the final piece of the skeleton key. We think you're ready.
That's right. And in the likely event that you do screw everything up, I've backed it up, so we can quickly replicate another. Problem is, we need to get into a Nanocorp office. We being you.
So you're using me for testing?
Yes.
I'm afraid so.
Look, I don't see why I should put my neck on the line for people who see me as a pack mule for supplies.
Be the catalyst for a revolution, Jason. We can stop this.
Fine, just give me some time to absorb all this. Monologue of Roger Klein, CEO of Nanocorp. How did we do it? Problem, reaction, solution. You create a problem, like the flu epidemic. You then react to that problem, e.g. quarantine, and finally, you use your solution, a vaccine. By then, you'll have a dwindling population who will do as they're told.
Right. There's a Nanocorp outpost on Mount Brigmore. You'll have to find entry somehow. Dex, do you have those floor plans?
Sure do. Security shouldn't be too tight. 1 or 2 guards maximum per floor. Now, these floor plans may be a little outdated. I sourced them from the original owner's website. But if we're lucky, the building will still be in its initial layout before those Nanocorps infested the place.
And when I'm in?
When you're in, you have to get to the main office. It should be easy from there. Just plug in the skeleton key and find the evidence you need.
Right. Well, anything else?
Finally, don't call on your phone. You'll have at least 4 seconds before the call is traced and the system recognizes you.
Okay.
Good luck, Jason.
March 26th. My name is Karen Tompkins Strauss. I'm a hacker. We've been working endlessly on exposing Nanocorp. We know they're up to something, we just need the evidence. What we've found so far is disturbing, but it's not what we're looking for. Our teams are disappearing. I've lost contact with 3 these last 2 months. I watch state search helicopters at night, drowning the darkness away with floodlights. It's only a matter of time now. I just want to see Jason again. He has nobody else.
See what you were hiding. This list is endless. Forced vaccinations, assassination. This stuff needs to go viral. What's this? Roger Klein, CEO of Nanocorp, monologue. Work on the Cotabs upgrade is hastily progressing. As opposed to the tablets accessing neurons, we can now access the brain directly. After consumption of the pill, it will act as a brain chip of a sort. We'll soon have access to the thoughts of hundreds of millions, all in the name of convenience. Jessica.
Jason, whatever you found, don't upload it.
Look, you won't believe what they're doing.
Jason, please, listen to me. It's paramount that you do not upload anything.
Don't you see, Jessica? This is what you were talking about, a catalyst for a revolution. They'll soon be able to access human thought. I'm uploading the files.
No!
After that, the files spread like wildfire, despite the media's skepticism. With help from the state, Nanocorp debunked the files as conspiracy nonsense, and life for its employees quickly returned to normality.
In response, more and more people flocked to hacker groups and grew larger and larger.
They would soon see the day where Nanocorp and the state would meet their downfall. Humanity would gradually rebuild itself to its former glory.
By making this film, we hope people will think twice about privacy and sharing details online. Like, when you sign up to something online, are you really going to read 5 pages of terms and conditions, or are you just going to click agree for the convenience?
In my opinion, I don't think that technology is developing too quickly. I think that in today's society it has more pros than cons, with things such as medicine, transportation and communication. I think that people really need to be aware of the danger and risks of technology, but we need to learn from it now so that we don't make mistakes with it in the future.
Technology has become such a big part of our lives that we tend to become very nonchalant about it. We forget about new developments such as the RFID pill, which Regina Duggan and her team at Google have created, which basically connects our bodies to our own devices. Our aim here is to just make people aware of the new technological advancements and, you know, the dehumanizing effects of it.
The idea of making this film was to warn people on how much information you can share online without knowing it. Like in an experiment that I've seen where a person was able to access people's bank account details, credit card numbers and address and a lot more just by knowing their name and email, and this was achieved in half an hour.
You've heard our reasons for making this film. What will you risk for convenience?